All right, how's everybody doing? So I'm recording this on Sunday, December 8th. Let's talk about last Wednesday's shooting of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. There's a lot to talk about this, about what happened, about what evidence they've found, about the reactions of the general public, about the reactions of the media to the reactions of the general public, about people commenting on it and getting reactions from their own audiences. Wow. All the way down to this guy gets shot on the street in Manhattan very early in the morning, like 7 a.m. on Wednesday morning. And then by Thursday, Elon Musk, who had meetings on Capitol Hill that day, was walking around with his 4 or 5 year old son on his shoulders, apparently using his young child as a human shield. So there's that. So, evidence. I want to talk about the gun. The gun that was apparently used is an extremely unique firearm that, when I say the word unique, I mean it doesn't sound like there would be too many of these kinds of guns available in the United States. And that might make it easier to track down who this guy is and where he got this weapon based on the weapon that was used. He used this gun that is typically used by veterinarians. It either comes with a silencer or it's got a built-in silencer. It's 9mm, and veterinarians very commonly use this type of gun to put down large animals. And interestingly, I remember watching the video of this happening, and it looked like the guy's gun jammed, and it seemed like he cleared that jam very quickly and efficiently and easily. And I was like, oh, that guy's got firearm experience. But apparently, this is a 9mm handgun that only fires one shot at a time. You fire one shot, you have to rack in another one to fire it again. So it's a pretty specialized, uncommon firearm. We'll see if that aids investigators in finding this guy. Then they found the 3 shell casings that had denied, defend, deposed, etched into them. Very clearly a message of some kind, because people don't do that normally unless they want to send a message. But after the shooting, this guy hopped on a bicycle, rode into Central Park. Police found the bicycle, and then apparently he got on a bus and left the city on a bus. So, public transit for the win, I guess. Police then on Friday afternoon said that they found the backpack that he had been wearing. They found it 36 hours later in Central Park. I would be curious to see photos of the area where they found it, if it had been somehow concealed, because and again, this is just an emotional response to me. I've been to Manhattan a few times, and my understanding is that if you were, and I know I'm familiar with the kind of backpack that this guy had. I've seen the photos of it. My brother has the same kind of backpack. It was like a $350 backpack. It's not some $20 throwaway that you got at Ross or something. I have a hard time thinking that backpack left unprotected in Manhattan, just laying out somewhere, would remain in that same location for 36 hours. But that's what police said. They released some information this morning about the contents of the backpack. Apparently, it was full of Monopoly money. Again, in line with what he etched on the bullet casings, the shells, a backpack full of Monopoly money, fake money, seems to be symbolic and suggesting of a message that he wanted to send. Again, I saw somebody, I can't remember who it was, made a TikTok this morning, and they were like, the Monopoly money means that the tables have been flipped. Meaning that the tables have been flipped in a way that goes against the interests and favor of the 1% and CEOs. And if these people are going to just start getting shot left and right, it seems like that might be an accurate assessment. I saw somebody else. I saw somebody else post a meme on Facebook that said, "We're only 4 more healthcare CEOs away from free healthcare or universal healthcare." I mean, it's like you have to laugh at this stuff, man. I'm not condoning murder. I'm not encouraging murder. I feel bad for this guy's wife and kids. But this guy made tens of millions of dollars by running a company that denies health claims for its own customers at a rate that is twice the industry average, by letting people remain sick, and I'm sure letting some people die, by denying medical care to them that they had paid for. They paid their premiums to this company. They were customers of this company. It's like, what other industry do you get to do that? Sell a product to your customers, and then when your customers try to use that product to get better from cancer or to not die, you can say to your customers, "We are not going to let you use this product that we sold to you." And then those customers get sick and die. What other industry are you allowed to do that? It's crazy, man. Apparently, the shooter has gotten a nickname online. People are calling him the Adjuster. But pretty universally and across ideological lines, you know, whether you're on the left, you're in the center, you're on the right, this guy's death in a lot of places on the internet is being laughed at, is being celebrated, is not being met with, "Oh, this is a tragedy." I saw another guy post a TikTok this morning saying, "Wow, I hate to agree with Republicans, but maybe they were right. All we need is a good guy with a gun." So yeah, the reaction of the general public has basically been, "Fuck this guy," because of what he did for a living and because of the damage that he did to Americans and their families. And CNN, there was a discussion on one of the CNN panel shows, and they highlighted a Facebook post from the company on its official page announcing his murder and expressing their sorrow and saying, you know, Brian Thompson was a great guy. He was a family man. He was a pillar of his community, yada, yada, yada. We mourn his passing. And of the, there were, I can't remember the exact number, it was something like there were 80,000 emoji reactions to that post. And when you're on Facebook, it's like you click on the emoji thing and it lets you pick from a range from angry to sad and crying to lovey heart and hearts and or laughter. So of the 80,000 emoji reactions to that post, the CNN commentators, with great concern, consternation, and with their brows furrowed, noted that 60,000 of the reactions were laugh emojis. And they were like, wow, this really speaks to, I don't know, whatever, the degradation of American culture or something. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. So when I make notes for these kinds of things, that's what my notes look like. And as I make my points, I just, scratch things off. It's like, so there's another video that I have to do. Then there's my hawk droppings. I got to record that podcast, but I already made that video. I made that video. That's my video recording schedule for today. Top shelf operation we got running here. Nothing but the finest technology available. And then so now they're, then the police were like, we're issuing a $10,000 reward. 10 grand? 10 grand. 10 grand in 2024. I'm going to tell you what. I'll bet you couldn't buy a year's worth of insurance coverage from UnitedHealthcare for $10,000, especially in Manhattan. And that's the reward the police are offering. So it feels like the police are kind of like, Oh, I don't know, man. Put out a reward of like 10 grand or something, man. I'm going back to Monday Night Football. But then, so there have been other commentators, and one, boy howdy, little Benny Shapiro. He put out a video or something saying that these, callous, heartless reactions of, dismissing this guy's death or even celebrating this guy's death just shows the heartlessness of the left. As if the only people who were reacting that way were people on the left. And he got his ass absolutely roasted in the comments of his own video by his own subscribers and followers. One guy who is a follower of Ben Shapiro's left a comment, said, it just dawned on me that your entire business model is based on us hating each other. I was like, that's a pretty good observation. That's a pretty good observation. And I thought that was spot on. And I wanted to mention that. All right. So we're going to continue to see how this story develops, man. I mean, Manhattan is potentially the most densely populated city in the United States of America. And there are cameras everywhere, on homes, on businesses, on street corners. There are cameras everywhere. And this guy knew he was going to be appearing on camera. And I'm not entirely convinced that the guy in the hostel is the same guy, because it's a different coat, it's a different jacket, it's a different color backpack. But what do I know? I'm not a cop. But he gunned this guy down on Wednesday morning, and it's now Sunday evening. And police have no idea who he is or where he is or why he did this. None. Potentially the most funded police department in the entirety of the United States of America, in the city with the most surveillance camera capability of any other city in the United States. And he got away on a bicycle and a bus. That's mind-blowing to me. I don't care what side you're on. It's like, that is something from which lessons could be learned. Anyway, so we're all going to keep tabs on this story and see if they identify this guy or catch him. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, leave a like, interact in the comments. It really helps our page grow. I appreciate everybody who watched this far. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon.